everybody. Today I'm going to be making a very quick video on a couple of marketing materials that you can use to help grow your business. I will be highlighting three separate options today, just to kind of give you an idea of different things that you could do. And really, this all depends on your own personal business model and how you want to grow your business, but these should be very helpful for you. So I'm going to break it down. The three things that we're going to be discussing today are going to be Canva, which is going to be like an editing software, and then Breakthrough Broker, which has a lot of great marketing materials for you and your business, and then Coffee and Contracts, which is a digital content platform. So I'm going to share my screen here and then kind of give you a brief overview of each of these and how I like to use them. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be Breakthrough Broker, and pull it up right here. So Breakthrough Broker, if you haven't heard of it, it is a great resource to be able to create any flyers. If you are marketing a neighborhood, you can create postcards, you can create property detail reports and stuff like that. So you'll see on here, I do have the free version, and there is a ton of stuff that's included in the free version. They do have a Breakthrough Broker Plus, and that just gives you a couple of extra templates to be able to use. But me personally, I just have the free version and it works great. So you'll see here, it does break it down. So let's just start a little by little. So marketing under Breakthrough Broker, you can see here, it just has some postcards for you. You can do some actual campaigns. It can do video creator tool if you have the plus. So these right here that say B plus, those are going to be your ones that if you pay for that additional service, it is included in that. But the free ones, it allows you to do door hangers or postcards or open house announcements, community reports, presentations, newsletter templates, infographics. There is so much information in here. Even self-promotional brochures. So if you just moved to a neighborhood or you want to just do an introductory flyer or postcard to your farming market, self-promotional brochures are going to be good for that as well. Any helpful documents. So you can see here, there's just so much information. So let's kind of go through this a little bit. So let's do a door hanger. I have done door hangers with them in the past, and they turned out great. And the really great thing about Breakthrough Broker is you create it custom to yourself, and then you can either use their printing service or you can just save it as your own download and then have whoever you want to print it out. So if you want to use Vistaprint, or if you want to use Staples, or if you just have a good printer at home and you want to print it out yourself, you're able to do that. You don't just have to use their printing service, but they do have the option, especially with the postcards, if that makes more sense to you, to go ahead and send it out to your farming area. So let's look at this lead generation door hanger. So if I were going to do a self-promo door hanger, I was new to the neighborhood and I wanted to introduce myself, then I can go ahead and do this. So you see here, you would just do get started, and then you would fill out all that information. Once this loads. Okay. And it does already have the realtor logo in here, which is really great. You just upload your own logo, and then so you'll see here, I've already updated all of my information as far as my picture, my phone number, my email, all that stuff, my website. So on here, you would just go ahead and you can change any of this. It doesn't have to be super generic like they have on here. But obviously you'll want to pay attention to the area. So like, I don't live in Denver, I live in Charlotte. So I would want to go in here and change that to Charlotte. You get the idea. And then once you're done with it, you're just going to go to save here. And I'm just going to say chart flyer. I know that this one wasn't a very introductory one, but I'm just using this as and information purposes. So here you'll see that you could just print it directly. You can choose however much you want, and this is how much it would be to print and ship for each of them. So if you only needed 50 of them, it would be $1 to print and ship for each of them, so $50. And that's really not a bad deal. I mean, you think about it, you still got to pay for the price to actually have it printed in a local print shop and pay for the price of your postage, if it is a postcard or a letter or something like that. But for the door hangers, if you get it shipped directly to you, which this is what I've done before. I believe I used Vistaprint for the last one, but they'll just ship it all together, and then you just go out and you hand out the door hangers. And if you're like me and you have kids that are old enough to do it, they love to help kind of put those on there for me. So that's just a general idea of how you can use Breakthrough Broker. Again, they have different options here, like lead generation talks about a couple of different ways to advertise online. Then it talks about, it has some business planning tools. It has some social media tools, some actual post and engagement things here. So let's say I was going to do a listing post. It'll definitely walk you through and help you set that up for yourself. This is a really great way to kind of have everything in one place. Now, if you are somebody who, like me, you have, let's say, a coffee and contracts subscription that connects directly to Canva, which we're going to just kind of go into now. So I'm going to bring up Canva, and I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up Canva, and then I'm also going to bring up coffee and contracts just to kind of show you the difference with that. So moving on to Canva, Canva is going to be like a digital marketing editing tool. I don't really know how else to explain it, but this has so many designs and I get overwhelmed sometimes even. But if you're just looking for something specific, so let's say you want to create a newsletter for your email database. So if you just go into real estate newsletter, it's going to pop up so many different designs for you. You can choose whichever one you want. So anything with a crown is going to have the pro version. And I think I pay like $13 a month for the pro version, and it is 100% worth it. I never really have to scroll through and wonder if it's going to be part of that or not. But you can see here, like if you wanted to just create this, then you would just open it up, and then you have the options to edit however you want over here. And then you can put your own pictures. You can edit this however you want. You can edit the text. You can edit the size. You can edit the font. You can put your own information in. And then what you would do is you could either print it directly, or you could save it as like a PDF, and then you could email it out. Whatever is easier for you. And this doesn't just have to be for real estate. If you do something else, like if you are on the PTO or something for your child's school, you could use it. Like there's classroom news here. Well, you could use that as like a PTO announcement, however often those go out. So Canva is really starting to ramp up a little bit, and I think becoming a little bit more popular, but that's because it can literally be used for anything, even if it's just you wanting to change your Facebook cover on your personal page. It doesn't have to be used for business. But if you don't know what Canva is, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Especially for us at Wilson Realty, there are some things that I have created, like offer instructions, checklists, stuff like that, that can be edited to yourself in Canva. So if you have an account, it's definitely much easier. You do not have to pay for the full version, but I personally do. But again, this is a free option as well. So now I'm going to go into what I use for some of my digital content. And I have chosen, there are a couple of different options out there. I've personally chosen Coffee and Contracts just because this has allowed me to save up some time, and I don't have to create my own content, but I can make it my own, if that makes sense. So basically what they do is they have a couple of different options here. So I have the monthly option. You can do semi-annual or annual. Me personally, I think it's easier just for me to have the monthly option just so I can kind of include it in part of my budget. But this is everything that it includes. And I would highly recommend that if this is something after watching this it's that you're interested in, go in and watch this video as well, because they'll do a better job than I will of explaining everything. But as you can see here, they have sellers guides, buyers guides, 90 days to homeowner challenge, investing guides, video scripts, Facebook cover photos, highlight reels, social media post templates. And really, I use it a lot for the social media templates. But you'll go to your dashboard once you've joined, and this is kind of what it's going to look like. So you can kind of choose what you need. But most of the time, I just go to my content calendar and then I go to March. And you can do this one of two ways. You could either have it to where you have one day a week and you plan out or you schedule out everything, or you can just come in every day and do it. I personally, if you are friends with a lot of realtors on social media, you're gonna see a lot of these throughout. But don't think that just because you're friends with a lot of realtors and you see it constantly, that your clients are seeing it constantly, unless they're also friends with a lot of realtors that use the same platform as you do. Now, if you want to be smart about it, don't, as much as this does have super, super great information, I would recommend kind of mixing it up a little bit. So maybe a couple days a week using your coffee and contracts, and then maybe 1 or 2 days a week going to Breakthrough Broker and using some of their infographics or some of their content as well. And then, of course, you want to have it completely personalized a couple days a week. So you can create your own video for like your Market Monday or your market update report for the week or the month or however often you do it. And then obviously you want to show up as a person as well. So making sure that you're posting your family and just things outside of the business world. And so what I personally do is I go through here, and this is also really great to be able to go through and pick and choose what you want depending on your niche market. So if you are just working with buyers or you're just working with sellers, then maybe you don't need to do if you're just working with sellers, you don't need to do the home buying process. But something like March home maintenance could be great for everybody. If you're just working with buyers, then maybe you don't need the seller FAQ. So kind of go through it, figure out what works best for you. And these are the days that they're suggesting that you go in and you post this information. And then it does have a little bit more of a way to make it more personal. So instead of using the default picture here, you would put you in front of a property or sitting on a porch. So let me just go in here. All right, so we're gonna look at this mortgage myth. Actually, let's go down. What's today? The 21st. So what's today? Is now a good time to sell? Lifestyle photo of you working. Okay, this is great. So I'm gonna go in and as you'll see here, it already has the caption for you, which for me is what saves me a ton of time, because I just don't have time to create my own content every single day. So in here, it gives me the chance to be able to go through, pick and choose what I like, and then be able to just go ahead and copy this and kind of edit it to make it my own. So what you're going to do here is you're just going to go customizing Canva. It's going to bring up Canva. And you don't need the pro version to be able to use templates in Canva. You can just have the free version and it's still going to work fine. So you'll see here that it's going to bring up a copy of that. And then if you do have Canva, or if you are going to use Canva, I would recommend having a separate folder that is going to have all of your like your headshots and stuff that you could use. So for this one, it said add one of you working. So maybe what I would do here is I would use a sold sign. I could use one like this of me working, or like this one of me working. But I think you can kind of do it like this. I like that. So that'll be fine. I can kind of scroll it over to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And then I can adjust this as well if need be. And then here it does have it to where it just says at your Instagram handle. So make sure anytime it says that, you go in and you change it to your own, because you don't want it to you don't want it to be completely generic. And if you don't have an Instagram or you just don't want to put that in there, you can delete any of these. So I'm going to do that. And then what it's going to do is it's going to have different options. So here you can see if your vibe when it comes to social media is kind of straight black with some mixed font, or sorry, white with some mixed fonts, that works. If it's black, like a black background, that works. And then if it's something like this, and the reason, what you want to do is you want to stay consistent, but you also want to be able to kind of catch your client's eyes or the people that you're trying to reach out to. So you'll see here, it does give some FAQs, it gives some little bits and pieces, and then it almost always has a call to action at the end. Curious what your home would sell for in this market, sending a message. And then you would want to put your own picture here. So I'm on the wrong part. So I'd want to click on this photo part here and then change that to my photo and not some random person. Okay. And then what you're going to do there is you can do share, and then I would highly suggest connecting your business page. So what you would do here is if you're going to go to schedule, you can schedule your post directly from Canva to your business pages, and that makes it super, super easy. So I'm just going to go next, and then I'm going to select my channel. So I use this for my firm because I do all the social media for my firm, but also for myself. So for this one, I'm going to create it for myself. I can always go back and edit it for the firm as well, but this one's just going to be for myself. And then you'll want to go in and you'll want to highlight only the ones that you're looking for. So there's that. And again, you can change any of that wording in those options, but then you'll want to go here and you're going to want to go to copy. And what I like to do is I don't like to necessarily repeat everything. Because a lot of times it'll have like 6 different tips and tricks or facts or whatever, and then they'll repeat those in the text. So the only bad thing is for this, you can't put emojis in this part. So you would either just have to save it and then go to your business managing tool on your social media site to be able to put those emojis in there, which does catch a lot of people's eyes. You should be using emojis. So sometimes I'll do that, and sometimes I'll just do a generic schedule in here, and then I can go in on the social media side and actually add emojis or whatever. So yeah, and then I would recommend if you are going to schedule it directly from here, you have in your notes section like all of your hashtags that you're going to use, or like your little contact signature part where it says like contact me today or call me today, and then you should have your phone number, your email, your website listed there on almost every single post, just because it will become repetitive and then they'll be able to recognize that. So those are a couple different options. So I like to use Canva and Coffee and Contracts simultaneously. You can also go in here, and if you are struggling, like if you're like me and you're struggling to be able to come up with content of like reels and stuff like that, Coffee and Contracts has that also, which is great. So I'm going to go, I'm going to show you what that looks like really quick and then wrap this up because, well, I don't know why it's not working. There we go. Okay, so like you can see here, it has group discussion threads, all of these things. And then it does have email newsletter templates as well. So again, it's very similar to Breakthrough Broker, but this one does allow that direct connection with Canva to really, really personalize that information. But what you could do is if you're just going to focus on emails this quarter, okay, great. Let me build my email database. Make sure that you're making it a priority. Like whatever you're doing, whether it's social media, email, farming, whatever it is, you have to plan it out. And that is the biggest part about marketing is we're like, ooh, let's create this today, but we have no other plan for it. So that's really going to mess you up. So I would say take your Sunday or take your Monday, whatever day is easier for you. Maybe it's the Thursday before for the next week, so you can really enjoy your weekend and not have to worry about work the next week. Whatever day works best for you, whatever time works best for you, you want to just have one set day where you're planning everything out for the week. You know exactly what you're going to do every single day when you wake up. And there's going to be some things that pop up here and there, but ultimately you're going to know, okay, every Monday I'm going to send out this week's farming material. Every Tuesday, I'm going to follow up with my clients. Every Wednesday, I'm going to update my database. Every Thursday, I'm going to create things to do this weekend in my city. You want to have that consistency, and that's what's going to make your job much easier instead of just waking up and being like, okay, what do I do today? But these marketing materials are going to help make your job much easier, make your life much easier. You do not have to recreate the wheel. You just have to know where to find the resources. And I hope that providing you with a very, very brief overview of these Coffee and Contracts, Canva, and Breakthrough Broker options have been helpful for you. I will make sure that in the comments below, I will provide a little link and maybe that'll get you a little discount for those for Canva and for Coffee and Contracts. And if you have any questions about any of those, I'm happy to answer those. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and get out there and do something for yourself and your business today.